Rollover is over now. Almost. Excuse me. Okay, what's going on? Grand Rising. Today is Thursday, April 18th, 2024. And what we're going to be looking at is going to be dollar index, Euro USD, the futures market, obviously, and the indices market. So I'll go ahead and do a quick top down of kind of the idea of what I'm seeing for today. So really quick here, what you have on the left side is you have, let me turn some of this down really quick. And this. Yesterday at 5 o'clock. Okay, so what you have here on the left side is going to be the daily of NQ. So you can see yesterday we were coming off of 1, 2, 3 bearish days and a break of structure. But the one thing we haven't done is we haven't slipped that 17,615 liquidity. So when we want to buy a market, we want to be buying below the opening price of the day. So if price can slip below opening price today and then maybe slip that liquidity on a higher time frame daily, then we may have an opportunity to then play it. Or if they hold 17,650 during today's New York session, I could see them, going ahead and holding that 17,650 level and then riding off into the sunset. But we are in a good area. I do think they could slip it a little farther on the daily, but they may have already have that level set. And then when you look at, all three of the assets when on a 4 hour here, just to see that direction for the day, those previous day highs, 5120 on ES just look really, open. This looks like a solid low that we have right here, pretty much on all three of the assets. So when I look at the solid low here on the H4 for NQ and I see the 17,650 level holding, and then I see the daily open for ES holding, unless they take that previous day low, then this area could hold going into New York. This could be a good area to exit, maybe even 5150s. And then when it comes to NQ, it's going to be 17,850, and right above this wick 17,800. So we'll see what they do. This is kind of like a higher time frame bias of seeing what's going to happen. And then really quick on dollar index, not too much movement. I'm only really watching it on the weekly, daily, and 4 hour for the direction. But as you can see on this weekly, obviously we're getting a pretty good bullish week in the right area on Euro USD, and we're finding weakness here on that weekly. So when you kind of jump down into a daily, you can see yesterday we came off of a daily engulfing candle, and basically my if-then statement for dollar index today is if we on the daily close higher than 106, then we might, basically start distributing and still be in this area. But if we close the daily lower than 106 today, then I'm saying that the dollar is bearish down to 105.50 to 105, and then that EU should extend up from 106.50 up to 107 and possibly 107.50. And you just want to have those April monthly opens, understanding where we're at. So monthly open here for dollar 104.53, and then monthly open for Euro USD is 1.784, right? So those are really key levels when you're looking at 4 hour swings and daily swings. So that's kind of where my focus is. I only want to see maybe a pullback down and then filling up inefficiency and then to continue buying up. But I'm not really in this market right now. So looking at the more intraday, like now we went to 4 hours. Now we just need to see the 1 hour. Let's see here. And then where did I put the... Let me see where I have the 1 hour just really quick. Okay, and then here is where we have, I need to make sure and have. So I'll bring this over, and then I'm going to also use this for the 15s. So when you look at the 1 hours across the board, like I said, it's a little bit more, you're really just looking at the price action. So give me 1 second. I'm just trying to get to go there. Okay, so this 1 hours. So as you can see now, these are all 1 hours of NQ, ES, and YM. I don't really personally mark up too much on YM as much as I do these two, because these are the ones I actively want to take trades on. But just remember on both of these what the low is. I actually have in my settings the low and high set up, so I always know what that number is, 50.47 and 17.615 here on NQ. So today, for me personally, I mean, like if they can, continue to rally up, I would start attacking this here on ES. I might even take a chance on ES today, and then I'm going to be attacking 17.850. But it is going to come down to how they open at New York, right? Because if they do open at New York and they, come back down lower than daily open, then I definitely would like to, find a position more in that area. But if they stay above it before New York, and we're kind of, stuck between London and the daily, it'll just really come down to what price action plays out. I can't really predict what's going to happen, but because that's what essentially I said yesterday, oh, I wanted to go up, and then price action came out and showed me that I needed to sell. So we'll see what we kind of get here. I need to open up one other window really quick because that's all 1 hours. So I'm just going to open up one other window, and then I am going to be taking some trades on CFD, so I will call out those prices just for like the recording purposes. But I'm trading futures live today, so. But let me see here. So we're about ready to go. We kind of have the understanding of what we're going to be looking for. I think we're going to get some upside push, maybe a push below daily open first, and then price to rally. But give me 1 second, and we'll switch over to the snipe window while I load this window as well. Okay. So I do have Top Step TV here on the other side of me as well, just kind of listening and seeing what they're going to be doing. Got about 2 minutes. This needs to load. Okay, so I'll put you guys on the snipe window. And like I said, I'm going to be watching the 1 hour 15s of the futures and really reading that 1 hour 15 price action to get an idea of what I'm trying to do. So about 2 minutes out, make sure you went through your trader's constitution, like you said your affirmations, you set your mental framework up to have a successful day. Remember, if you have a goal like me is, trade on each account that I trade, I want to take more than 1 to 2 trades. And I want to make sure I'm playing setups, right? Already at a point where I've won 2 this week and lost 1. So winning 1 more day could be the end of the week. So to be patient and let's just take the right steps necessary. See you guys on the other side. For about 30 seconds. And like I said, a lot of times too, taking trades at the beginning of the New York Open isn't the greatest. So let that 15 5-minute formation, that location of the trade set up, and especially one thing I am going to be looking forward to is if they break lower than 17,600, those previous day lows, because then once they go below the range, then I definitely have a nice level to play. So marking that 17.6, and then New York Open here. Okay. So we have New York Open. I'm really focused on that first minute and that first 5-minute close. You don't want to get chopped up in that first minute. Looking at the 1 hour, they all kind of are showing, just a little bit of bullishness on the candles, except NQ. But ES and YM are. So I'm just going to be patient here. Okay. So right now I'm just watching price, here this first minute, price is really bearish in that initial first move. It's a big push lower here out of the gate, which is cool. And so what I'm focused on is that when they break that previous day low, now I'm game to look for my signal, right? For the bounce play off the 17,600 whole level, most likely. So we just gotta let them slip that 7,615 low, and then I'll start focusing on that area. Now, if they never break this low, this previous day low, and they hold 17,650 as well, right over here, I may look to take a chance in there as well. I'm gonna be patient here for a second. A no trade day is just as good as a win day to me. So let them drain people out. I love fast pushes. They're just super manipulating. They're pushing YM up to 38,200. ES is showing weakness on that 1 hour from that 50.72 level. So previous day low is still 20 points away on that. Now, as soon as we cross this low, let's focus. But what we're focused on is that first 5-minute close. So we did just take the last internal liquidity on the 15-minute. So you could anticipate something over here, right? You're below daily, you're below New York, but you want to see a signal now. So for me, I personally, I would wait for the previous day low sweep. It just seems a little bit more. I'd like to see someone lose, right? I hate to say it that way, but it is what it is. So focusing on 5-minute closures as well, right? 8:35 close. So you're going to be looking at that 8:34 1-minute candle and seeing what kind of transition you get going into this previous day low sweep. And I think that we get that bounce off 17,600 potentially. I may go ahead and look for something if it shows me that signal. Which right here, it's kind of showing me before it even takes the lows, so they're pretty solid. So this is something I did yesterday that kind of helped. Is until they break that low, I'll leave that line like this. And 8:34, right on time, price is starting to transition with this huge 5-minute first pump candle. So looking at the the 1 hour on all three, you are seeing weakness and attacking a previous day low here on NQ, and you have the daily open being attacked on ES, but not the previous day lows yet. I'm gonna let that previous day low get swept today, most likely. So this type of price action, though, at this area not sweeping the low of the day is kind of interesting. Okay. So now if they do start to show that sign, I want to know the low in this market here. 17,624. And if price closes higher and pulls back down, I would take it. But as you guys can see, price is already kind of moving lower. So let's continue to watch. We need to know that stop loss would be the low of this market would be 17,624. Just framing it up, not taking it. 624. Oops. Well, that won't work, right? So they already took the previous day low, so perfect. They're playing into our game. So now I'm really gonna be patient here. 8:30 to 8:35, super bearish. Okay. And now you're seeing ES crush on the 1 hour, that daily open, okay? So that's perfect. One of the most important times in futures is the first 5-minute close and the first 15-minute close. So now that we're dumping and we're taking out previous day lows, this is where I would find a high risk reward trade if the signal presents itself. And I want it to really happen like at 8:40 or like 8:45. So I'm going to continue to wait here and just be patient. The other two aren't shaking those lows like that. And then dollar is super bullish right now, pushing that 106 level. So let's stay locked in. I'm going to be a little bit more quiet here, but you guys know what we're looking for. We're looking for that, for price to just keep being relentless and then show us a signal to frame up risk. That's all I'm really looking for right now. And so we want to do this too, to kind of show, like, if this closes and never comes back above this line today, that we're bearish, right? So everything, pretty much pushing here is bearish. So it's like, cool, if you buy, you want to be under that previous day low and probably in between somewhere wherever price makes a low and then that previous day low. If you have your buy under there to attack higher, that might work out. Okay, let me focus in here. Let me look at this low here. The low on this candle is 17,853. 17,583. Nope, still not ready on that. So let it keep pushing. So I'm going to keep doing that, though, to get kind of framed up, because that's how I don't miss the imbalance fill moves once the expansion comes and then price fills. So I got to be ready for it. But let's wait on timing here in 5-minute closes. Still not really seeing anything yet. You just want to keep knowing where that low is on that 5-minute. 17,582 and a quarter. No, they're pushing that. So let them keep going. This bounce back is going to be fire, I think, y'all. You got ES coming in, 50.53, coming in on those previous day lows on that 1 hour. So 47 is the low on that market. Let her keep stretching too, let her keep stretching. And then we're going to find that, I feel like, that bounce play under here. Got the Envy account loaded and ready. Dude, let's get a good one. I just want to shoot one shot today. So 5 minutes, when that 5 minutes making that low, we're literally watching timing, right? As that 5 minutes pushing with 50 seconds left, we want to see that capitulation, right? We want to see that people get burnt out. And that's when that rally, remember we dropped the tennis ball drops and then it hits the ground, the momentum carries it up 50%. That's the type of play I think we're looking at today. Possibly. Now they could just, just sell this thing off. But to me, there was no chance to even grab the sell. So, now where you want to really lock in is in this 5-minute close, right? And we have a 15-minute close still in 5 minutes, so we still got a lot of time. And basically what they're doing here to me is they're just crushing everybody in the first 15 minutes that are just, speculating. And they've already took the lows on NQ, so my bad, we got to be ready on NQ. But you're on ES, you're still looking for, that previous day low sweep first, I would think. Okay, so that's the low of that 5-minute candle. That low is 17,552. Okay. Let me see this here. 17,552. 0.00. Take profits are going to be 17,800. No matter what. Okay. Then we want to rock 2 contracts today on this one. So the key is now is, just going to be this 15-minute close, right? And this 5-minute area. So I don't want to buy when prices rally. I want to buy when price comes back down. And I'll probably start with one contract and build into the trade, honestly. But nothing really showed me anything here. You are kind of getting that price to do that thing, right? Especially with that 5-minute close. But now I want to see the inefficiencies fill, right? And then I can play that risk a little bit better. Now my risk is at this low. So like right in here, let's see if we can get it here. They're failing to break those lows, and YM is just kind of like sitting in its own area. So give me 1 second. Bought over here. So I bought a CFD position And I think I should have bought right here too, but it's okay. I'm gonna wait here really quick. I just don't want that risk to go over 400, so I'll buy a pullback if I get a pullback. But I did buy that shit on CFD, which is fine. Be patient here. We're still under the areas we want to be, right? Let this 1 minute close, and then let a pullback candle come, and that'll be a better candle to play than if it just rallies. Though it rallies, you can't, But like right there, that would be a better spot. So I'm playing that down. Excuse me. I'm playing that down candle here. And I'm willing to accept the risk on this trade. Now, I wish I would have got it a little bit more down here, but I'm willing to play back up to daily open here, okay? And I'm below the previous day low, and my stop loss placement isn't bad. So what I'm trying to do is get to 17,650 fairly quickly here, and then I'll be able to exit potentially somewhere in the 15. So I'm looking at somewhere like this, if this can work out, right? I'm looking at something like this. Come on, load. Like these highs to get wrecked. And then I can parcel some of my position in there if it works out. Now, this might be a little high here on that first candle, which will be fine too. Now, what I want to see is going to be, the 15 and 5 minute close. Now, if this 5 minute can close back above 17.6, there's a good chance. And if it doesn't, then it may go lower first. And then ES is holding that low, leaving the previous day low open, and YM is manipulating. So I'll take this ride back up to New York Open most likely, and hopefully call it a day. Maybe mark 1700 here. Okay, so I marked 1700 because that's kind of the area we would like to get to. Or we could start for sure trailing risk or take the whole thing off the board for the day. Okay, so just being patient here and waiting. I could be adding on some contracts on those pullbacks, but if I would have took that first one where it just tapped into my area, I probably would. But right now, I'm just gonna accept this risk here and see if we can, from that tennis ball drop where I just think people are randomly sold, if we can at least get back up to that area. From the 50 89s here, we would be looking at about 100 points getting back up to New York Open. So, my goal per day is one is just to win the day. An amazing day would be, 100 points on one contract is pretty good, because if you scale that across 2 or 3 accounts, that'd be pretty fire. But just got to get out of this area, because if not, they may go a little bit lower. And then ES is holding those lows, so there is manipulation across the board here today of what we're getting. But I trade NQ the most. So that's kind of where I had to put my specialty at. Now, looking at this though, there's certain things that got to happen right now. Which right now I want to see how that 15 looks good, and this 5 minute. But that first 15-minute close was nice. They rallied down. They flushed some people out, and now that 5 minute open and 5 minute close strong. So now we want to see the close above the whole level, and then the inefficiency 50% fell up to 16 or 17,650s would pretty much solidify, like, okay, you probably should secure the bag. And then you have dollar just exploding off the 106 level, going really strong. So that's the only thing that makes me slightly nervous for the intraday trade, is that we could see more downside because of dollar. And this looks like a 1 minute roller coaster. So we'll see. Okay. Okay, still watching here. Where's my NQ? See a D position rocking. Just let it roll, honestly. And so I really like I said, if we can get back on NQ, if we can get back up into this area that I have marked, even getting above these highs right here for the day, 1772s would be fire. So could have had a little bit better entry, right? Trying to get inside this down candle here, essentially. It's 50%, but, higher high, higher low, pushes higher. So I'm almost in that open of that candle. But just getting above these highs, 16 or 17,650s, when you look at the line graph, would be fire, right? Just pushing up and extending into that swing would be good. But really want to see a 15 and 5 minute strength above 17,600 right now. And I'd love to see that, 9 a.m. I know we have some news coming in. I'd love to see the 1 hour closing above 17,600, kind of like we're seeing here. So price is rallying really good. This is when you want to stay, not euphoric. Something I was talking about yesterday. Just stay in the mindset, wait for price to come, do the things that we want to see. Really nice bounce off that 50-52 level. They didn't break the lows, so on ES. Okay, so now we're playing back in the range. This is when price could fail as well, because you have, your last 1 minute, pretty much this high here is like your last little order block area here, and you have a swing low, which was where we're at. So we need to potentially do like this if we're going to continue higher, to me. Otherwise, we could fail this level and price could fall. Now, right now, currently 52.62. So let's just say 79, 69, 59. So I have about a 30-point risk. So that's quite a bit. That's why I only did one contract. But essentially, I'm looking at this from like a $600 perspective. So until I'm at $600, and I'm still not at a 1-to-1 in my head for what I actually put on the risk of the table. All right, so we get to about 600, $1,800, 6 times 3, right? $1,800. We're at about a 1 to 3 R on what we have actually risked on the day, and that's really what's going to be the. Now we're at a 1-to-1. See, because if I count it up, 62, 72, 82, that's a 30-point risk. It's even a little bit more, to be honest. So you just got to have that number in your head and say, okay, I'm going to make 3 times that number. So right now I'm at a 1-to-1. Like I said, if we go to about, 6 times 3 is 18. So we got about $1,800. That'd be about a 1 to 3. That's a really good day when you're managing risk. So I've secured my CFD position. I partialed some of that and moved the stop loss into basically the lows or into profit. So that was a good day on there. So let's just see if we can do the same thing here now. I still have like a floater running on there, but I parceled out. So now I probably could have took 2 contracts here if I would have not hesitated at the 17,569 levels, but playing it at that 89 level was too much from the geometry low. But I still like the area, and that's what I'm saying, no hesitation, right? So ES looking really good too off that 1 hour hold and that little internal 15-minute sweep. So I could see them going back to 50, 85s as well. We're getting a really good trade on our hands here. We're up about, like I said, at 1,200, we're up at like a legit 1 to 2. My average risk is $400. So right now in my head, I'm also up at 1 to 2, but I could definitely close this off or partially. Once it reaches this point of interest, I'll definitely secure this trade. And I may even go ahead and pull the futures position here for this account. So I'm just trying to watch what this account. Oh yeah, I'll wait for here today. I'm looking for the TP based off line graph on 15 today. But if it comes back and starts to reject anywhere close after 17,650, I would say that you got to be careful, because if they can't go back above daily open, this price isn't bullish. Okay. A little high on the trade, I will say. I think they want those London highs. Okay. So watching this price still tight, right? Watching 5-minute opens and closes. If you start getting too much of a drain on this, then this may not be safe. Okay. I'm willing to accept the risk right now, but I may condense it down to like these lows right here where I actually wanted my entry. Okay. And so what I'll be doing is moving it to like basically 72. So I would be 62. That'd be closing down 20 points, which leaves me with about, a 15-point risk, which isn't bad. But that's, we've already closed higher than that level, right? So I do want to continue to see price go above 17,650 if it can. Not forcing anything here. Okay, watching this price pretty tight here. Watching this 5-minute close. 9 a.m. is going to be key. So if they can keep pushing this up closer to point of interest, that's going to be, where my focus is. But I also want to see 15 and 5-minute closures above previous day low back inside the range. All right, so above that red line, because if we close back inside that previous day low, then I can mark this as green or blue, or whatever color you want, showing me that we're back in the range and that, that price is bullish. So the way that's rejecting that previous day, that range, you really want to see how this 5 minutes going to close. Still playing below daily open on ES. So, they could find lower pricing. So we need to be patient here. Like I said, I parceled some of the CFD. I'm going to go ahead and reduce this risk down to here. Securing a little bit more of this bag because of the entry being a little bit higher. And because that way I'm available if I don't. Oh, wow. Did something just freeze? Okay. I was like, no. And that way I'm available if I need to take another trade. Now that might be a little tight, you know what I mean? But like I said, it's more about the risk. So 56 or 86. So I can do 72 just to make it a little bit better. Just to give it a little more room. All right, because they may come down, bounce off this down candle here right at my entry. But I don't want to have more than, 79 would be a 10-point risk. And then another, what is that? Yeah, so about a 15-point risk on the trade. Be patient here. Real quick look at dollar index as well while we wait on this to see what's going to happen. Super bullish still, 106 closing higher, so looks good. Like I said, if they fail this previous day low area, they may want to play the lower extremity of this 5 and 1 minute setup. Now, if I had like the push out, the pullback entry right here, I would keep my stop here, but it's just based on how I got him positioned in. And then where's that 5-minute close? So we really want to see how this 5 minutes get into close here. So it looks like they're pushing a little bit more. You still have those ES previous day lows open, right? So they may challenge this area quite a bit, which is fine. If we can get a quick 5-minute push up to 17,650 though, we might as well just I'm looking for that high of the day, 796, 780 area. I like how ES looks on that 1 hour printing on that back above daily open after holding those lows, and then YM pretty bullish. So maybe they want to leave those lows. Maybe that's the manipulation on ES today. Any trades, in that 50-52 area, I would be looking to exit above London Open just to make sure I'm getting to the bag. So now we're closing back in range, right? So now if we can just push up to 17,650 here on NQ, I think we start attacking point of interest, 17,670, 17,680 levels. And then I really like 17,750 if we can do that, and then that'll probably be a pretty good day here on futures. Okay. So I really like this 3 window look because it makes me not focus on my 1 minute as much, except for like, prime in my entry, but I'm focused on my location on my 15 and 5. So pretty helpful. You just push 17,650s here, good 5 minute close, good 15-minute close in 2 minutes and back in range. And I think we will slow grow our way back up potentially. I don't see them doing very much on Top Step right now. So we'll see. And like I said, this one's just kind of sitting there. So if we don't get this 5 minute close back in range, they may challenge this trade first. But continue to see what we get here. They continue to fail that level, they may, like I said, they may want to go lower. Okay. Being patient here. ES still printing on that 1 hour above daily open. YM very bullish on the 1 hour and basically attacking 38,200. So if they can go attack 38,280s on those highs and we can continue to find volume to the upside, then like I said, I think we can at least get back to point of interest potentially. But it's not really showing too much strength right now. So we'll see where this 15 and 5 minute close. If it's not back in previous day low range, then the likelihood of them going down could increase. So I just reduced my risk down a little bit on my CFD position because I already parceled on it. So just kind of, wanting to see this close. If this close is strong, then I feel a lot better about the futures positions here. And then looking at that ES close on the 1 hour, if that 1 hour closes above daily open for Thursday, I think we could definitely start attacking like 50.96 on the 1 hour, like right below 5,100. Nice little equal high wick liquidity on the fall down. So so 5 minute close was above the whole level, but not back in range. You see what I mean? So if they break lower on that 1 minute, 5 minute back below 17,600 anymore, the likelihood of them going lower can get stronger. But if we can get this 17,650 touch on the 5, this middle screen, I think we definitely get back up into the daily open range. And YM, you did have ES close back up in the daily open range. So it's really going to come down to like I'm watching a 15 of all three. Now I'm really wanting to see how these 15 minutes close on all three. And this next 15-minute candle between now and 9:15 on ES, if it can close above daily open, I could think that possibly they could take it higher. But if they just went lower low, rally back up, and then go lower, like lower high to go lower again, then they could do that. So it's going to be a little tricky. I want to move my risk down to like here, but like I said, if anything, I'd rather get stopped out and take another trade with a smaller risk instead of throwing another dart. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what I'm waiting on here. don't know how that's showing up on multiple screens like this, but so just focus on that price on both ES and NQ to see what we're gonna get. We're just stuck in this range area, especially for NQ, stuck here at 17.6. So that 15-minute candle, like I said, between now and 9:15 can be printing back in a previous day low range. Then I think we might go higher. But if we can't get back above that 17,620s, we'll probably take the lows, 17,552s. Looking for some 5-minute volume to come in off the 17,600 level. Just even the extension up to on that 15 to 17,650 would be pretty nice. I'll let the markets play out. Like I said, it's inside that range, so we'll see what they do. Let me move this. So they may attack this 5-minute, 1-minute range, right? And attack my risk, which is fine. Let me manage this over here. So they're looking pretty weak, right? They're looking pretty weak. So for here, what I'm gonna do is just continue to manage this area, right? Like I said, because like I said, they're either gonna bounce off this trap candle, they'll just flush this range out, and I'll be able to find a signal to take another trade. But if not, then I don't want to take myself out of what I've already done, you know. Now, usually, like I said, I like to have my entry when it pushed down here, and so my stop would usually be here. But this looks like it's still gonna work out because this little trap candle here, as long as it responds off that candle well, and then goes and hits 17,650 fairly quickly, then it's just a slight pullback. So that's what I'm focused on seeing if it can do that. But that 17,600 level looks trash. So we'll see. So 17,600, we can close back above there. I'd say on this 5-minute, especially. Then with this 9:15 close, we may have a chance to be back in like a 1 to 2, 1 to 3 risk reward. So that close was that above? It was right below 17,600. So like I said, this candle, this 5-minute candle going any lower, it could be, trying to find more liquidity downward where I'm at, or this 5 minutes going to rally, and then that 15-minute close is going to be strong, and then I think we'll go into the market with some strength. As you can tell, ES is still holding the 1-hour structure for the day, which is very manipulative. So, and YM is just doing her own thing. So I like our entry, I like our location. And so playing back to point of interest today looks pretty good. Good price right there coming in, a lot of volume, right? So now if you can just get that close back in range, then I think we see a lot of volume to the upside, back in the point of interest. I know I've kind of repeated that a couple times, but just reaffirming that the bias and what we're looking for. If we can get these things to happen, anything that closes, I think, back in this previous day low range on a 1 hour is going to be like, if you look at it like this, for the day, I think we have a really good trade in our hands. And then the previous day highs are 17,950. So that's another 200-300 points to the upside. But I'll be happy, like I said, with just getting back to 17,700 today. I'm not trying to be a superhero here. And then ES in that 15-minute looks good. Let me check that 5-minute. And that 5-minute looks pretty strong up to the 50-80 level. So just getting that next 15-minute close above daily open, that 5-minute close about 50, 60, 63s, I could see us at least attacking that 50-80. But we can't, like on NQ here, we don't want to see a 15 or a 5-minute close now below 17,600 anymore. Like it can play this 1-minute range like this. All right, like here to like there. It can stay right in there and do that. But if it goes any lower now, then it's most likely going to go lower. But flipping it with the 5-minute closes, if this was a great short, I'm a better buyer. So we played the right side of the V. We're on the right side of the V. So if we can just be in that extension part of it, that's going to be the perfect trade. That's not so good a price. So you got this 5-minute close. I'd love to see, like I said, above previous day low range, because then we're going to get a strong 15-minute close probably. So that one more bounce off 17.6, not that down candle here, is fine. But anything breaking lower than that, and that's going to be that's a break of structure, and this 5-minute, 15-minute will get weak. So you want to see the bounce, to me, off of this area and continue that bullish bounce, Because if not, like I said, you can kind of anticipate what you're going to get. But that's the area of focus right there on small time frames to me. So 5-minute close looking good. A lot of volume coming in. ES looks good. Played good under daily open. So YM strong. So let me check those 1 hours of futures here. And those 1 hours look good to, take their way to the upside today, I think. So we're looking pretty good. We don't want to get euphoric. We just want to stay calm and, treat this like any other day. But looks like we're pushing back into our price. We're up about, let's say if we use 600, we would be up almost like a 1 to 2 here at 1,200. If you use 400, you already are up a 1 to 2 for your predetermined risk. But I'm going to use the number that I actually used. But actually right now, my risk I have on, I only have, so let's say 79, 69. So it's still about a 20-point risk. So it's still about $400 risk on the table. Now we did just get that 5-minute close, higher high, right? And now we're looking to get that 15-minute close. So to me, when I'm looking at just this, like I think you asked me this, Tay, when I lock off the trade a little bit more, I'm going to move my risk now to secure even more because we've made a 5-minute higher high, right? I don't want to give up the trade now. Why would I want to do that once we've already showed 5-minute strength? All right, so if price came back down, took me out, so be it at this point. But we've already made the high that I want to see going into the end of the day pretty much, which I got to just do this here. All right, because that's to the end of the day. All right, here, let's see. My computer's being crazy today. Sorry, y'all. To the end of the day, right here, this is showing strength. So I like to mark this as blue. All right. I'll go back to that screen. And now all I'm seeing is strength above that area, that 1-minute break of structure in that area. And that's why I condensed the risk down. Now with 2 contracts, I would literally sell a position here and be done. All right. And I would do the same management, but man, I'm having to manage today. ES, really strong trade. I think off that 15 and 5 look, and especially below daily open, the normal rules we look for. So I think that was, as long as we continue to close higher here, with this blue line, then we have a good chance. So 5-minute open, 5-minute close, 5-minute open. This next 5-minute close with the 15-minute, if it's back in point of interest, I might be done for the day on futures, and I'll just manage my CFD positions potentially. So I want to see how this 5-minute candle is going to open. We're looking really good on that CFD position. Dropped like $7 a point on that, or $8. I already closed down $4 of it, letting $4 run. Entry was really fire. So trying to be patient here today. So really, I'm not really even focused on the 1 minute right now. I'm focused on this 5-minute here and 15, because when this 15, the higher it can close, the better if I want to end up exiting today. I'd love to exit with about, I'd say anywhere above $1,200 to $1,500 in the day. 800 would be good too. But right now I'm just trying to manage this trade. But the one thing I will say is if this did start coming down fairly quickly, I would move this right into break even, because I'd rather take another trade. Which I could do now too, but I'm also in the mindset of like, damn, do I want to add another contract, honestly? So we'll see how the 5 minutes close here. That's a pretty big engulfing candle though, in that range. So it's all about how this candle closes at this point, because they'll manipulate you over here. And look how strong your 15 is. Higher open, higher close. So if it can close above that next half level, then that's a good sign. So let's just be patient. Let's see what happens. Taking a look at ES though as well, looks really good on that 15.5 small price action trade to get to 50.80. I forgot I was even watching Top Step, guys. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know what they're doing on there today, but we found our move, right? So I like it. Now, you want to pay yourself at point of interest, right? So either I'm gonna pull this move maybe for the day potentially, or I'm gonna trail this up to secure bag. Potentially, right? If we can break 17, looks like 17,650 here. So this 5-minute close is in alignment with the 15-minute close. So you want to see, like I said, your eyes are focused on the open of this candle and then the close of that candle, right? So the open's there. And now where's that candle going to close, and how's the next candle going to open, right? And you're watching 5-minute, 15 and 5 price. Same thing with that 5. You want it to be a bullish candle. So when it opens, it just goes crazy on them. Good 15-minute close. Okay, we didn't close above 17,650 though, right? Boom. Good 5-minute higher open, higher close. Now see what you're watching here on 1 minute is if price was to break lower than here, that might be a break of structure on the 5 and the 1. That's a great pullback after a fall. So you would want to probably secure that position all the way. Right now I'm fine, right? I'm seeing higher open, higher close in the POI. I'm getting closer to my TP, right, of that range. And I'm looking at this 15-minute last up candle as an area of like, if I was to sell this, I would want to sell above New York, above daily, and I'd be looking for an area to frame it. So bad as I want to wait this out, we'll see what we do up here. You could also be trailing your risk to the 17,630s if you're just like, I don't even want to, and I don't want to experience anything like that. So what I'm going to do just to be careful is I'm going to go ahead and go risk off here and put my risk right there. And I'm focused on this 5-minute. That 5-minute engulfs now, right? So I'm gonna show you guys the candle I'm focused on. If this 5-minute candle gets engulfed, it'll start attacking that range, and I don't want to be a part of that, right? So, but if it stays doing what it's doing like that, we're good, right? We're getting higher open, higher close. But if it started to break down lower, that would make me nervous on this type of trade. But at this point, we have nothing to risk on the trade. We have nothing but to gain. So that's the type of situations I like to be in. So let's be patient here. ES looks good. We're up to 50.70, so I think we could reach that 50.80, but don't, put it past them on that 15-minute 50% fill at 50.72. And I'm going to move this up a little bit even more because I can't even see the price. So I'll move it to there, 94. There's no news. So everything's looking good on how the price is playing. We played the right side of the V. We broke out of the 5-minute area. So every time I break out that 5-minute area now, I secure the trade. So just really reading 5-minute price action now here. Dakota is actually long on I think on NQ as well here. So I think we're getting a pretty good day. We're pushing up really nice, $1,400 in profit here, like 400 floating on the CFD. So can't complain. Now I'm really focused on these 5-minute opens and closes right now as we trail up into the market, and I'm focused on paying myself in point of interest above or below it or at it. But until that 5-minute really shows me any weakness or that 1 minute was to break structure, I'm just following her up, Super grateful for just, I don't want anything to flash down to stop me out, but super grateful for the management and just the understanding today. The last 2 days have been pretty good management. All right, got about a minute left on this 5-minute candle. We're floating about $1,400 in profit, 400 on CFD. So let's see. I like that. I like that ES move. I'm sure my boy Tay is in. So, okay, guys. So for futures today, what I'm about to do is I'm probably going to trail my risk up to this low once depending on how we play here in this 5-minute close. So if this 5-minute starts looking really weak, I don't want them to go past this level right here and just fill this imbalance. So, just got to be patient and see how this 5-minute plays. That 1 minute can really get you. So like right now, my eyes on price action wise are focused, kind of like we were focused earlier there, but are going to be focused like this. So as long as that area continues to hold inside the bullish structure, then we continue higher. But if we start to get, price to go below that 5-minute open candle, we're out of there. Right. So we got about 50 seconds before this close to really decide what we want to do. I really like how that 5-minute price is looking. And get one more extension up through POI. I'll probably pull her for the day. And I'll manage these other ones. They can break through on that 1 minute, 17,650 and close. You're going to be able to see that 5-minute close really strong. So it's really watching that price. If there's a major rejection there, right, then you're going to know that 5 minutes going to be trash. But I think that 5-minute looks good. If it can just close above that blue line and stay, above that area, then we'll continue to watch. Good close. I don't like how let's see how this turns. So you don't want to see. So let me see here. So I don't like that. So for futures on this account, I'm going to be done today. If it continues to go, great. But for this, I'm going to take the green day. I'm managing the CFD position. I caught an amazing rally. I seen it break a structure on the 1 minute. I seen it push back up to half level. I seen it not close above the half level. And that just, to me, made me want to exit the trade. So when you look at this previous swing from London to the lows today, we couldn't get back above the 61.8. We didn't print any price back above daily open before we started seeing weakness. So I'll take that. If it keeps going higher, great. So we'll continue to watch this price here and see what ends up happening on this 5-minute close and on this around this 9:30 time. Let me go over here really quick. Just want to go secure the risk over here. Trailing the risk on the CFD. And let's see here. Okay, so I trailed my risk on CFD. Price could still work out, but when it comes to today's series for Thursday, April 18th, 2024, we did end up with a green day. That's going to be it for the futures trading. I'm going to end the recording, and then we can kind of chop it up here really quick. So I appreciate you guys watching Into the Futures. This is number 11, and I feel like every episode we are getting better and better. So I appreciate you guys watching. Have a good rest of your day.